Something strange could be happening in the NFL and with Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos. If this wild conspiracy theory from Colin Cowherd is true, this would be insane and would be borderline psychotic of the NFL to do. Now, what I'm talking about here is a quote from Colin Cowherd from The Herd on FS1. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I believe this. I think Sean Payton has a mixed relationship with the league's office. The NFL does not like friendly fire. Zip it. Look at Denver's schedule. They are punishing them. Colin Cowherd believes the Denver Nuggets or Denver Broncos are being punished by the NFL with the schedule that just came out yesterday, or Thursday, I should say. And there's some reasons to believe this that we'll dive into. We'll see if this has any validity and why Colin is saying this, what makes the schedule so difficult early on. But before we do, this video is brought to you by PrizePicks, the #1 sports picking app in America. You bet $5, get $50 instantly. Sign up using code DIGEST with the link in the description or the pinned comment. Thank you so much to everyone that has already done this, but let's dive right into the video. So Colin Cowherd, just a reminder to set the stage in fair context. Colin Cowherd and Sean Payton, in my opinion, are, or from what I've seen online, are good friends. I've watched a lot of Colin Cowherd here on YouTube and seen that their interactions. I think Colin refers to Sean Payton a lot and who he trusts and being a good friend of his within the NFL. So I'm wondering if this is something that's also a shared belief between Sean Payton and Colin Cowherd. Like Sean said this to Colin, so this is, he's kind of running with this, or it could be Colin Cowherd's very own accord. So I'm not going to put words in Sean Payton's mouth, but it's something to consider that they do have a strong personal relationship. So could be either Colin Cowherd's defending his guy and wants to give a little credit to the Broncos, or it is just his own conspiracy theory. But looking at the Broncos schedule, what makes it so difficult is the first 6 weeks. Many are calling it the schedule of doom and despair. You have at Kansas City, at home versus the Jaguars. Then you have primetime Sunday Night Football versus the Rams at home, the Broncos at home. And then you're at 49ers, then you're at the Chargers, and then you're versus Seattle at home, and that again is going to be a primetime game. They've got 3 of their first 6 games are on primetime or some sort of special occasion. And what makes the schedule so difficult, again, all 6 of these teams made the playoffs last season, one of them in the Super Bowl, one of them in the NFC Championship. Oh, I'm sorry, the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs last season. That's my fault. 5 of the 6 made the playoffs. The Chargers, a team, week 5 should be very healthy, and that's going to be a problem. A healthy Chargers are easily up there with the best teams in the NFL, probably top 5. Then you have the 49ers, who again, early on in the schedule, a team that typically has a lot of injuries. The 49ers, at least over the last, 10 years, they seem to have injuries all over the place, but getting them in week 4, little bit of a hurt because they're more than likely going to be healthy, which is fine. I'm fine with playing teams healthy, but it is just how the schedule worked itself out. The Rams, game away from the Super Bowl. The Jaguars, we had problems with them. They beat us, I believe, in Denver. It was our first loss at home in over a year. And then at the Chiefs, who that one, people are freaking out a little bit about that being in Arrowhead the first week. But I think, it kind of balances out for both teams. But Patrick Mahomes, I think, is supposed to be ready by week 1, but it's a little bit more up in the air than it is for Bo Nix come week 1. Bo Nix will 100% be there for week 1. And it's a little bit more challenging for Mahomes to have to be in his first game back, play the second best defense in the league, while Bo Nix gets to play the Chiefs defense, who takes a while to figure things out. So I actually think that week 1 was the most opportune time to play in Arrowhead. We know it's very challenging to win in Kansas City. Getting them week 1, I think, gives us the best possible chance at winning in Kansas City because 1, Mahomes, first game back from injury. 2, the defense won't be as strong as it usually is or gets to by the end of the season. And 3, there are a lot of young players. They have to gel. They have to get together. They lost a lot of free agents. They added a lot of guys. So it's going to take some time for the Chiefs to be 100%. The Broncos are full of continuity, which I expect to roll into this season and beat teams like the Chiefs, who have a lot of new faces. But other games in here within the 6 are tough. I don't think Jacksonville is that remotely as difficult as it was last season. They lost a ton of free agents, including Travis A-Chain, formerly Travis Etienne. Devin Lloyd is gone, so a couple cornerbacks are also gone. So that's going to be tough for anybody to compete, or for anybody, for it to be as difficult as last year. It's not going to be. But then the Rams, Niners, and Chargers, and Seattle, that's a tough stretch. That's a tough West Coast stretch. I can't lie. There's not really an excuse there. Could see the Broncos going 2-4 the first 6 weeks of the season. Now, do I think that's going to happen? Do I think the Broncos are going to lose 4 straight games? No, I do not. I think they win more than likely versus San Francisco, and that might be it. I think they can beat the Seahawks as well. The Rams would be really tough to beat. and the Chargers in LA. I'd probably lean Chargers. Those more likely will split with them. But that would still give the Broncos, in my opinion, whether you're 3-3, 2-4, or 4-2, that's okay because the rest of the schedule is not remotely as difficult. Arizona, the Raiders 2 times. You get the Jets, you get the Dolphins, Pittsburgh. That's not going to be as hard. The Patriots, we don't really know. I mean, they were just in the Super Bowl, but many are expecting a fall off. I don't think they'll fall off personally, but they might. The Panthers are going to be tough. The Jets are unusually tough, but that should be an easy win. And then, of course, Buffalo and the Chargers are tough. But again, they gave us the first 6 weeks are the hardest 6 weeks of the season. So it could either set the tone for the year or it could ruin things if we start off 0-6. So it is a little bit of a schedule of doom and despair, but I don't think it is anything to do with the league hating the Broncos. Now, would it have been nice to spread it out? Yes, but they gave us a week 10 bye, which is nice. But the thing, I mean, that goes to Colin's point is you gave us the Raiders after the bye week. So we have a week to prepare for the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, they're an NFL team. I'm not saying there's some slouch, but looking at who we have on the schedule, it would have been nice to have the extra week to prepare for Buffalo, for the Niners, for the Rams, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Seahawks, the Patriots, the Panthers even I would have taken, but you gave us the Raiders, but that's okay, but it's a little bit annoying. I like how many primetime games we got with, I think it looks like 5, probably will be 6 with the Patriots. That one's TBD. I'm assuming that one's TBD, especially because if it has playoff implications, then the Broncos and Patriots will 1,000,000% be a primetime game, and I think they have to be. I don't like that one being that late into the year because the weather is going to be very similar to what it was in the AFC Championship, only this time in New England, but it's a revenge game. I think the Broncos will be amped up to play the Patriots, and it's a game that'll be meaningful. And thinking about it, if we lose to the Bills, the chances that we lose back-to-back games, I don't think is very high. So bounce back after a loss. I can see the Broncos going into New England and winning, but this overall schedule is pretty difficult. Now, am I buying this conspiracy theory from Colin Cowherd? I don't think I am, but if the league hates the Broncos, they hate the Broncos. Oh well, we're still going to go out there. We're going to compete. A game away from the Super Bowl last year, a few plays away from going to the Super Bowl last year, a Bo Nix injury away from going to the Super Bowl. Now, if the Broncos can just stay healthy, I think the additions they made this offseason are going to be good enough to get them over the hump, and I'd love to hear what you have to say about this theory. Do you think that it matters? Do you think that it means anything? But before we wrap this one up, I'd like to say that this video is again brought to you by Prize Picks, and these are my picks of the day. No Avs and no NBA today, so these are my picks for the Buffalo-Montreal game. I got Bowen Byram having more than 1.5 shots on goal, Alex Newhook more than 2.5 shots on goal, and then Josh Doan more than 2 shots on goal. I think it's going to be a big offensive game from those two. It's going to be exciting, and I'm excited for the NHL playoffs to kick off in round 3. Can't wait to see the Avs take on the Vegas Golden Knights. But again, you can click the link at the top of the description if you want to sign up. It is heavily appreciated. But something to think about with the Broncos schedule before we wrap this one up is the one-score games. I've brought this up in previous videos before, but we were very good. I think we set the record for most one-score games in a season. Us and Chicago may have both gotten that record, but 11-0 in one-score games. In the previous year, we were very bad in one-score games, so I expect this to kind of be split in half, maybe go 5-5 in one-score games, and that's okay. That's kind of expected. I don't expect to win every one-score game, but in games against the Jets that we're going to get, games like the Steelers, the Raiders, we need to just go out there and dominate. I don't want to see any of these close games. I want to see the Broncos show a new step forward. If they just can only keep winning games by one score, I mean, that's fine. You're winning the games. It doesn't matter how you get there, so I suppose, but it'd be nice to go out there and dominate and show that this team is not just comes down to the fourth quarter and pray type of team. I want to see them go out there and establish dominance as one of the best teams in the NFL and not be a one-score merchant. We saw it with the Chiefs. They went to the Super Bowl off winning a bunch of one-score games. The Broncos are very close. It does appear to be a recipe for success, but go win some of these games against the bad teams, guys. I love to see it this year, but thank you so much for watching, y'all. And if you enjoyed this one, make sure to like it. Make sure to subscribe to not miss any Denver Broncos content. We post daily, everything, keeping you in the news with the Denver Broncos. So thank you so much. And until next time, y'all, Broncos country, let's ride.